Hello everybody and welcome to my first video on Gran Turismo 7, showcasing my first handful of races on the game, online that is actually. I've played a little bit of the game through single player and I've been avoiding the sport mode for a little while just to get to grips with the game, how it feels. I've got the Fanatec direct drive wheel of the Gran Turismo 1, so just getting a bit used to that as well and seeing how it goes. So decided to jump in, get some sport races done after a little while playing the single player, and just to see how we get on. So this is a little video showcasing my first handful of races, and I thought I'd go easy with the daily race A, going in the Mini Cooper here around the Alsace circuit, probably the only half decent version of this location. And this lap that you're seeing in the background now is my best quali lap, but I didn't really do much practice to get into it. I tuned the car up to the specifications, the brake horsepower and the weight, and I didn't really touch the actual detailed setup of the car itself. I just bought some supplies, bought some parts, chucked them on the car, made it look a little bit nice, and went straight into the qualifying and the race, not really knowing too much. But I was happy. 103.7 was decent for what I felt. Wasn't that fast in comparison to some of these other drivers on here. 101.4 being the top time there. So yeah, a little bit of work to do. I knew that with some detailed setups it would be quicker. I would be quicker. I would improve. So it's a bit sluggish to start there. It's my first time doing a sport race, so I was the starting sequence, it's not too much different compared to Gran Turismo Sport, but it just caught me a little bit off guard, as I wasn't quite prepared to flick into traction control. But we lost a position there, gaining one back pretty quickly straight off the bat. Wasn't expecting much out of this race. Like I said, I think a lot of these guys probably have had more time to set up their cars the way they want and what works for them. So I just wanted to get a little feel of it, see how the races went, and yeah, just dip my toes in the online for the first time on Gran Turismo 7. But we're following one of the Belgians here, same colour Mini. Gotta love the British Racing Green. A lot of people have gone for that, but he's gone a little bit too deep up the hill there, and we've managed to sneak up the inside. So we've gained one position off our starting grid so far, and on to lap 2. He's right behind us. Wasn't able to catch this leading pack. I was trying to figure out my lines and stuff. I was watching got a little bit of a tag there. I was watching the fastest guy in the world just kind of get a little gauge about what to do, and he could just take that corner so much quicker than me, and that was obviously down to the setup, which we will come to later. But he's just given us the little hazard lights there. Just apologise for the tag, but we're still behind him, lap 3 now, right on the back of him coming into turn 1. He's taking the wider line this time, but we're managing to poke our nose at the inside, but we're a little bit of understeer, so that's something we need to try and correct moving forward. But yeah, the top 8 are away from us. Car went off, so we're now to the top 8 now, as there's a little bit of fighting on this last lap. So it was a little bit of a quiet race overall, just myself and the Belgian behind. We were having a bit of a battle, but other than that, not much has happened until this point. We went a little bit too deep going up the hill there, and we've lost the position to back into 9th. P7 has got a penalty there, so we managed to sneak past him. We're going to poke our nose a little bit up the inside here. He's a little bit better on the brakes, but gone too hot into the corner there, fronted out on the exit, clipped the grass, and we're going to see if we can get the run round the outside just to see if we can claim the 7th place in our first race. There's 4 of us right close together coming across the line here, and not a great result, but P7 we went up a good handful of positions there, and it ended up actually being a clean race as well, judging by the Gran Turismo 7 statistics. So we'll have a quick look through the results. A little bit off the pace. We got our first trophy, but we know there's work to be done, and that's something we're going to work on for the next race. So we jumped into the tuning. We had a little look on the forums to get some help and advice. It's something that I need to do. I do need to put a lot more time into. When it came to do league races, it is something that I did put a lot of time into. Tuning setups, things that helped me and suited me. So, but I like having finding a base tune and then doing it from there. I just missed out on my race though. Oh no, it's an error. I just missed out on the race. I was too busy setting up the car. I knew I had a little bit of time, but I didn't have enough time to go through the menu and into the race, which is a little bit frustrating, so I just missed out on that. So in the meantime, I decided to buy the GR4 Mazda Atenza. decided to put a tune on that, buy the bits needed for that, get a paint job, get the alloys sorted, and set this car up for the GR4 races as well. So I was thinking, yeah, I'll give the Mini another bash, and then we'll maybe switch over to this car, try something a little bit more powerful, a circuit we know a little bit better, and see how we kind of get on with that. There's a few races to be done. There's a GR3 race as well, which I didn't look at, but we do have a car for that. But yeah, it's just getting the Mazda set up. A nice wee livery there. I found that one online. Any livery I take off someone, I will share it and repost it to give them a little bit of credit. But we were back in the Mini, ready for the next race after tuning out the Mazda. We didn't improve our quality time. We didn't actually have time to do any other qualifying. We got maybe a lap and a half in on this new setup with the Mini. As you can see, its stance is a little bit different, but we are last, P12. We do need to get back and do some more lap times, but we've got a much better start that time. Taking 3 cars off the line, can we? We're snuck past one. We've got 2 on our left. We're sneaking past them as well, so we've got a nice start there. We did notice that all of the little images of the other cars seem to have the Mini low at the front and high at the rear, and we found when we got a setup online, that's what that was. So yeah, we're aiming right towards the ground. Got another position here going past the Ukrainian looking Mini Cooper, so that's us gaining another position. That's four already off the start into the top 8, and already this just seems like this could be a bit of a cluster of a race if we're not too careful. But up the hill into 8th place, didn't lose anything. On to lap 2 now, coming into the braking zone at the end of the lap. Got this guy here just going a little bit wider. We sneak our nose up the inside, just a little bit of a collision there. I think we've pushed him out onto the grass, but as he comes back on, I don't know if he just lost a little bit or did he wasn't happy with my manoeuvre, but he's hit us off into the wall. We've lost a position to him and 2 others, and then we've got another 2 cars coming right behind us now looking to get past. We've got one poking its nose up the inside, another one pushing us along behind. And we're back into P10, so we've lost a good handful of places there. We're running wide as well, and as you can see, it's getting a little bit tasty in front of us with all these cars just jostling for position. Everyone's trying to get their bit of tarmac into this next section, but we're just following suit now to see what we can do. Hard on the brakes here. That white car just a little bit slow. We've managed to sneak up the inside of it though, going past Alistair, a fellow Brit, P10. So we're up into P7. There's a couple of cars that went off, nothing major, but we've gone way too hot into this corner, hit the curbs, lost the rear, and smashed that other guy out the way. So that was a terrible bit of driving from ourselves there. And 5 seconds is a big penalty, but do you know what? It's justified considering that driving, because that was a little bad from our point of view. Just lost all over the bumps. So yeah, we're serving this 5 seconds on the last lap, and what was looking like a good race up in P6 minus the contact has royally gone downhill, and we're back down to 9th place. So despite the tuning, despite the setup, despite the improved car, we haven't really got any better out of that, so that was a little bit disappointing. But we know there was pace there. We got used to the Mini, we got used to the setup, and we were getting quicker, so it was just a case of doing some more races, doing some more practice, getting higher up the grid. But in the meantime, this race was just about to start, and silly me thought, you know what, let's just jump straight into it. I had no time to do any qualifying, no time to do any practice, just wanted to jump straight into the race. We're going to be starting last place with no time on the board, and as you'll soon see, it was not the best decision I made. The fastest guy in the world is actually P1 in this race as well, so we weren't in a relatively easy lobby as it was. But off the start, straight up into P15, taking a car into turn 1, another car running wide just in front of us, but we're not able to get past him there. But I was just wanting to feel this car out, feel how it handled, feel where the grip was or where the lack of grip was. I felt like I was overcorrecting, or I was correcting things that weren't happening just yet, so I wasn't confident in the car. And yeah, I needed a lot more time and practice in this car before I did this race, which is something I did not do. And then a very embarrassing moment came up here. I thought I could just bundle through those barriers, and basically that's everything you need to know about that race. From that point onwards, that was it. I was just last, so that mistake cost me, and I couldn't get back up to it. So yeah, I needed a lot more time to get used to that. But I was like, let's go back to the Minis. Went back to the Minis, and we're stuck in the grid.
I'm in first gear, look, I'm in.
I'll hand you over to live Craig for what happened here.
What the? I'm in. Look! What the fuck?
For So yeah, that was all fun and games. My Mini Cooper didn't want to go anywhere. I don't know what it was, whether it's a pit lane glitch, because I had entered the circuit but then didn't go anywhere. And I think it was some sort of glitch that you get in GT Sport. But we're back in the Mazda, as you can see, struggling out of that final chicane again. So my one good quali lap ended up not being a good quali lap, and we went back into the race. So again, very limited driving here. Went up the inside of P14 just to take that place. But again, limited driving in this car. Not as much practice as we wanted, not as much lap times as we wanted. Still not overly comfortable with it. But we're having a little ding-dong here with these cars ahead. They're having a wee fight through the Schumacher S as we managed to just sneak back up the inside of the French driver here and to take 13th place. And we're hunting down P12 now. He's the same car as ourselves, so it's all about setups here and driving ability. He'll poke my nose up. I was a bit aggressive there, but he's fended it nicely. But we've both run a little wide, him more so than me, and he's gone into the gravel, and I've managed to take another position because of that. On to lap 2 now though. Again, following another Mazda here, P10 German driver. We're looking at his inside in his Alpha Tauri livery. We're both pretty equal on the brakes. Give him a little nudge. He's a little bit slower than I wanted to be. Not able to get around him, but we're quicker on the power as another car comes up the inside. So we've gained a position and lost one at the same time. But we're hit with a penalty. I don't know if that was for colliding with that car, or was it jumping over the inside curb on the left. So 4 seconds was a little bit harsh, I felt. I don't think I did anything overly wrong there. And then on to lap 3, we got the penalty to serve, but I was struggling with the tyres. I just couldn't seem to find any apexes whatsoever, drifting out wide on every single corner, and just not having a good time at all. So the lack of practice in this car, in this game in general, just goes to show. Gran Turismo 7 is a lot harder than Gran Turismo Sport used to be. I should have maybe moved over there and given a bit more space. But yeah, a lack of practice, lack of time in the car really tells in this game. And I was a little bit knocked my confidence a little bit, because I thought I was better than I was. I'm not quickest, I know that, but I felt like I'd be able to control a car well and race well. But these last few races showed that I have a little bit of learning to do, which I knew in this game anyway. I'd have to adapt my driving a little bit, and it's not as easy as it looks. Difficult lobby, like I said. This is a second race where we had the fastest guy in the world in the lobby here, the fastest lap time. So there's some quick guys in it, but that was a look at my first handful of races. There wasn't a single good one in terms of result, but it was nice to kind of get into sport mode, dip my toes, and see what the crack is for the future. But yeah, thanks very much for watching this. I hope to do more Gran Turismo Sport online videos in the near future, and hopefully we'll see you for those ones. Catch you all later.
Oh,